so we're going up. We got about 15 miles of off-roading on this main road and about 3 to 4 miles on that real shitty road up there. The big X factor is going to be that road up there, whether it's mudded out, whether it's super slick. There's a lot of bog holes up there, kind of like mogul holes, and yeah, there's a lot of trees up there too, so I don't want to get thrown around in that mud because I can get thrown into a ditch or a tree, and either one will be bad news. I do have chains if I need them. Cattle guard. Sorry if that blew your ears out. But anyway, going up to that spot, it's nice and remote. It's real pretty, that aspen grove. And I'm going away from water. There's a water spot near there, like 2 miles out. But I'm going away from water because it's bug season. And if I camp next to a pond, there'll be cows. And the pond generally draws in bugs like mosquitoes. And if there's cows, there'll be cow shit. And cow shit brings in a lot of flies. So I don't want to deal with that. So I'm going up there to be away from bugs, hopefully, and away from the heat. It's currently 75 degrees. It has gone down from 79 when I first started going up. That's good news. There's no black clouds currently, which is a rare sight because it's been about a good full month of black clouds up here in monsoon season. So yeah, people are speeding on this fucking road. It's Friday here, so there'll be some traffic. So that's why I'm going up to that remote road so I don't see any traffic. And I think if I get up there, I'll be 2 days without seeing any humans. So looking forward to that. Service up there, I'm not sure. I'll probably have spotty service if I walk around and explore. But in general, I'm not expecting service. What do you think, Jeff? All right. That road is about right there. It's about less than 200 feet. The law is 300 feet. So that's where I'm going to camp. I got some shade from these trees, especially that one. And I already see a lot of bugs. I'm sure you do too. But real thick forest, so I should have no problem with wood. And I saw a bunch of rocks just laying around, like there's one over there. There's some over there. Well, I can make a good campfire pit with some nice rocks. And I'm gonna start working on the campfire pit just so I could make fire and work on getting these bugs out of here. Got a bunch of storm clouds over there. If that comes in, I'll just lock down shop and hang out in my 4Runner. But it's 70 degrees. It's not too hot. I don't want to deal with the heat because the heat would stifle me. I wouldn't be able to get much done if it was too hot, especially with like camp chores. This is definitely bear country too. There's bear. There's moose here too. I've never seen one personally, but I know they're here because there's hunting tags for them here. And yeah, that's the game plan. This spruce tree is real nice. A lot of shade. Get these natural rocks here for a campfire pit. Nice and cool in the shade. Lots of area to explore. Bunch of flat open spots. Real dense. So good chance for mushrooms. Good chance for wild edibles. Yeah, a lot of really good signs. Look at this. Let's see what this is. This is a bolette. Looks like it's been eaten by bugs. No, actually I'm wrong. All right, I'm digging my fire pit here. I got this natural rock here. It's kind of sloped, but it goes in real far. I've dug about a foot, and I'm gonna set it up with some rocks. So the tools that I'm using to dig out my fire pit is just my DeWalt hammer. Just using the claw and just a small shovel. If it gets too hard, the dirt, I bang the shovel in. All right, this is the tree I'm going to use for firewood. Just have a reciprocating saw, the extra large battery, no chainsaw, which means no gas. Not to worry about hauling gas or oil for the chainsaw. This thing works good. So I'll hack this up, and then my camp is about 20 yards away. So this will be hopefully most of my firewood for the weekend right here. There's my chef assistant right there, eating some pork neck bone. It's on like neck bone, sucker. How you? What's that smell out there? That's my big girl. I'm cooking sirloin steak, some store mushrooms, and some mash that I brought frozen that I made yesterday. So cooking potatoes would take a good hour, so I'm not doing that. So I brought some potatoes because I was fearing it was going to rain, but I did not bring any cooked meat or anything. So I'm cooking some steak, and I got a salad going by my Forerunner, and this will cook nice and quickly, and that'll be dinner. We got a half moon today, or tonight. Thankfully it's clear. My dog's still exploring. Moof's hanging out. Steak turned out good. Got some mushrooms. Mash turned out real good. I got my salad here. Coke with some ice. That's chamomile tea. Okay, we got some hash browns. These are notoriously hard to cook on campfire. You need kind of medium-high heat to cook these. High heat will burn them, low heat will kind of make them soggy, so propane works good for that. We got 2 eggs, maple sausage from Safeway, tomato, and a small piece of onion as a garnish. We got some Annie's organic ketchup. For coffee, I'm not sure what kind of coffee it is. I just put it in a plastic bag. But yeah, breakfast is served. Newf. Got Newf hanging out. Newf. Hey, sweetheart. She's got a piece of pork near her over there. She's getting messed with bugs. Newf. We're about a mile and a half from camp. Clouds are here, so it's a little bit cooler. Doesn't sound like monsoon, not too dark, no thunder. So, do a little hike. A lot of mushrooms here. This is a puffball, and it's in season. We'll cut it in half. So this is a puffball. It's good and ripe. A lot of times you'll pick these and they're past their good stage, and it's really nasty when you cut it through. It's like almost moldy, but when they're fresh, they're really almost like tofu texture. And there's a bunch of them over here, and they grow as big as soccer balls, but these young ones are more ripe. Like the soccer ball ones are kind of, I don't know, they're not that good. But these mushrooms also have that acid in them. So you want to boil them before eating them. But this is an easy one to spot. You know, it's very distinct. So for compare and contrast, same mushroom, different size, but this one's fully infected and this one's not. And they're 4 feet away from each other. So it's, you know, it's worth to check them. All right, been out for about 2 hours now. Just walking about here, exploring, using this road as a jump off. Going back to camp now because there's a sprinkle going on. So I'm just gonna tidy up my camp, make sure it's waterproof. This is a really nice one. Just cut it here. You can see it's very clean. The cap looks beautiful. It's a good size, it's a good weight. Probably about half an ounce, I'd say. Good water weight. And there's a bunch of them here in this little patch. So yeah, these are kind of like the gold standard. They're not too small, not too big, and very clean, very fresh, very moist. And this is, you know, when you chop these, you can chop it real thin because it's such good texture to cook it. If it was real soggy or watery, you really couldn't chop it really thin. So yeah, this is a really good mushroom right here. See, the bugs want to get to it too, the flies. Coming back to camp, got a bunch of mushrooms. Oh, look at that cloud. That does not look good. Over here it's okay though. But that, mixing with that, might force me to go in the Forerunner and hunker down if I hear thunder or lightning. So I'm gonna tidy up camp. I'm gonna process my mushrooms now. But that was a fun walkabout. A lot of mushrooms, a lot of flowers. Almost like a super bloom right now. Jips, what's up there? What do you see up there, Jip? What's up there? All right, back at camp, processing the mushrooms. So as you see the bolettes, as soon as they hit the air, they start to discolor. So I've cut them up further to make sure there's no bugs. And they all look really good. They smell good too. I've taken most of the dirt off them, just the bottom of the stalk usually, and some of the stalk. But this is okay, like this right here. This is just mushroom texture, it's not dirt. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these in a old coffee can and then put them into the bottom of my cooler with some ice. All right, got some blue sky above me. That thing still looks gnarly though, making a lot of noise. But anyway, this is the bushcraft I'm doing since I have to hang around camp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a post hole and put up a pole so I could set up my hammock with my 4Runner and make this a nice little camp where I could use my hammock at night too for sleeping, as opposed to just laying in the 4Runner, which I prefer the hammock much better than sleeping on flat ground, like in the truck or in a tent, which I do have a tent, but I'm not going to set it up, I don't think, because I don't know, I haven't tented in a while. I brought it just for shits and giggles, I think. But anyway, I've been digging this thing, and there's a lot of rock, so I have my DeWalt hammer, so I smash the rock as I go in, and I have to dig about 18 inches in, and then I'll get a pole, probably an aspen, standing dead aspen, and I'll mount this pole inside this post hole, and I'll have an area where I can mount my hammock from my 4Runner roof rack to this pole. So that's what I'm doing. I have to hang around camp because, yeah, it could start smashing lightning here quickly, and I just don't want to get caught out. And I hear it. I don't see it yet, but I definitely hear the thunder and lightning. So it's camp tasks, some bushcraft. All right, I'm harvesting aspen here for that pole. So I've cut it here. It was lodged up there, so I cut it down, and there it is right here. Just using my recip saw. All right, so this is my post hole right here. It's about 18 inches exactly. That's just enough for me to set my post. And you can see there's a lot of rock I dug out of there. Smashed up a lot of rock with my hammer. And I'm going to fill it back in with the stuff I took out. If this size hole doesn't hold that post, then what I'll do is I'll just add rocks up top, because I can't dig any further. It's pretty much sheer rock down here. I've smashed as much as I could with this hammer, and my shovel has been fuckety, so I've been using this thing, this trowel, and yeah, it's going good. It's around 18 inches. That's just where I want it. All right, that's how it sits right there. A little bit too high, but I think it'll sit fine once I set it. All right, taking a little break before making the dinner fire. Storms have held out, so I'm gonna have a little dessert, a little Danish with some lemon, some cold milk. You see all those mosquitoes right there? They can't swarm because the smoke prevents them to swarm. And they're kind of stupid. They're drawn to the fire almost. Maybe it's the carbon dioxide, monoxide, whatever. But anyway, they're swarming on the fire and they're getting totally smoked out, so they don't bother me. They almost become docile from the smoke. Otherwise, they're, you know, like feverish vampires. But look at all these fuckers. Millions of them. All right, this is the plan for dinner. We have rainbow trout. Caught this trout about 3 days ago. This is the bullets from yesterday that I boiled. I'm gonna use them as a garnish for the mashed potatoes I packed. And then I'm gonna make a side salad also. Got a bunch of salad material, spinach, carrots, tomato, ranch dressing. I'm gonna use olive oil for cooking. And we're gonna skillet up the fish and skillet everything else up too. And then the salad's obviously gonna be cold. So, and doggies are Chips. Chip got a chicken wing for dinner, and Youth has a pork bone for dinner. Everyone's still on bug watch. Still buzzy, still buggy. But the fire's crackling, and it's been keeping most of the bugs away, so. Get that over there. Looks like a cloud wave coming over the horizon. That could be a storm at night. You got a half moon tonight, a little more than a half moon. All right, dinner is served. These are the bullets from yesterday. I tasted one. It tastes like mushroom, not too flavorful. I think I should have salted the mushroom more, so I mixed them into the potato, which has some salt in it. And it's cooked with olive oil, so it's good flavor. The fish turned out real good. Nice and moist. And I'm going to throw some barbecue sauce on it, and we'll be good to go. What's up, Jib? You want some fish, sweetheart? There you go. Good job, Jeesh. Yeah, she's like an Atkins dog. She does not eat any carbs. Mostly meat, protein. Loves fish. Let's see if there's anybody here in the forest. Woo! Woo! No, it looks like it's just me out here. Woo! Good morning. It's day 2. Made some breakfast. Same thing as yesterday. Hash browns, eggs, 2 sausages, some coffee. It's a nice morning. Had a good night's sleep. Nice and cool this morning. Gonna eat breakfast and see what kind of trouble I can get into out here. You stay at camp, sweetheart. All right, going on a hike here. It's around 9:30. Not too hot yet. Gonna leave my dog at camp. I'm gonna go off trail, explore, see what's out here. All right, I checked my GPS. We're at 9562 for elevation. Pretty sure that's an elk. Lots of tracks around here. Looks like something's been feeding on that. All right, this road ends here. Oh, it's a pheasant right there. It's a grouse, actually. 91, 93, 97, 03, 04, 05.
This is a remote trail. Not marked, not on the map or anything. Okay, we're off trail. Real thick here, real dense. That is a very rare berry. This is like a mountain strawberry. I'm not sure what the official name of it is, but it's absolutely delicious. I've eaten it before, and it tastes just like strawberry. And it's covered. Look at all that. Absolutely delicious. I'm getting into it. We're getting to it before the bear. Yeah, this off-trail section has a lot of thick brush overgrowth, and that creates a lot of biodiversity. As you can see, the floor of the forest is just covered in flowers and vegetation. And amongst all of that are these little strawberries. Gyps has been on alert. Gyps, what's up? Smell something. But anyway, I could pick these all day. Absolutely delicious. Sugary. It's just like a strawberry. So keep in mind, if I wasn't sure about what this is, I've had this berry before at this elevation in this forest, and I know it's rare to find. I found it before near like an old dead tree, a patch of it. And yeah, this is definitely like, it's wild strawberry. I'm not sure what the scientific name of it is, but this is a strawberry. A little bit less dense here. More boletes. Obviously damaged. Alright, found some kind of little road here. My camp is somewhere down there. And I just want to say that if you're going to do this type of hiking where you're kind of wandering, walking about, exploring, make sure you have GPS, because it's really easy to get disoriented here and get lost, frankly. Oh, look at all that. Turkeys. Yep. Yeah, that was a flock of turkey. They're adults and juveniles right now. It's in the summertime, so they're raising their young. And they were all bedded down right here. Gypsy actually squirreled them all. So when you see like a flock of turkeys like that, it's a good time to check for feathers. There's a good 15 of them. So when they all kind of flutter like that and they get roused, they'll lose a bunch of feathers. But also it is after spring molt, so their feathers are kind of fresh right now. This is where they all were, right here. They were munching on something, probably those berries. Yeah, that was cool. Good job, Jip. You roused a whole bunch of them, Jip. Good job, Gigi. That's my little G. Chips, come up here. What the fuck? Look at this. Jason Voorhees grill, apparently, in the middle of nowhere. Old construction wood. Look how good the wood lasted, too, versus the metal. It's interesting. You. Went back to camp. Got you. Found this little mud hole for her. It's still hot for her though. It's in low 80s, so she's an older dog, so she gets hot real easy. You, big girl. Jips, what do you think? All right, so I got my guidebook out. And this is what I was eating. It's just called strawberries, fragaria. It's basically a small berry, small strawberry. And I've had this before, like I said, so I knew it was in this book, or I knew it was edible at least. So they say like leaves of 3, let it be, which is complete bullshit. It's just something city people made up. City hikers. So leaves of 3, strawberry. But the bears here are definitely eating all those berries. If you find bear poop, it's usually just scattered with berries. So, but nonetheless, this was a great find. I could spend the whole day looking for these strawberries, and it would take you all day because they grow, you know, in patches. They don't grow consistently. So the lesson from today, I guess, with strawberries is you have to find really dense, thick, undergrowth forest. Frankly, the further you go into the brush and the more shade it is, the wetter it is. And that's what creates that habitat for this little strawberry. Because I don't see the strawberry very often. And I also don't see the raspberry very often up here, even though it is here and it grows in similar ways. And this is by far the tastiest berry up here that I've found. So, yeah, good lesson. Fragaria SPP. Gypsy. Ah.
right, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, see ya.